Welcome to BS Reviews. We actually have a homework assignment that is due today. I believe you had one of my personal longtime core favorite underground movies called Battle Royale, which every video game out there is trying to do. From Fallout 76 to Fortnite to PUB to Apex to everybody else. Even Call of Duty has a free version of it. But Battle Royale, that term, came from this movie. So I'm really looking for your insight. Right. And I'm really looking forward to seeing your insight on that. But also, I had Easy A. And that was
I love
an
Emma
experience.
Stone. She's the best.
We'll get into that. We'll get into Emma Stone on here. But I want you to lead off because I'm excited. I'm excited.
Okay.
I want to hear.
All right. Well, I just watched it. I just finished it probably like 30 minutes ago. It was all in subtitles, which was
I warned you.
fine. Yes, fine. And it was made in 2000. I knew going into it what to expect. I definitely saw some comparisons to the Hunger Games, and I understand why fans of Battle Royale were really pissed at the Hunger Games author and movies and everything like that. Like, I get it. Like, there's a lot of similarities to it. Even in that culture, you have like boy number 1, girl number 14, and then they say their name. Well, in the Hunger Games, you have what district they're from, and so it's like District 8 with the girl's name or whatever. So I saw a lot of similarities throughout the movie. It felt like it was 2000, so I was kind of expecting this, but it felt cheesy in some parts because they would get shot like 15 times and still like stand up and walk around and try to fight. I'm like, you were just shot 15 times. What? You're not standing up. Like, what are you doing? At one point, even at the end of the movie, like the teacher guy gets shot and like you think he's dead on the ground, and then his phone rings and he stands up and like goes over and answers it. I'm like, what the fuck?
Just because you're shot in the body doesn't mean you instantly die. Only shot in the head, you instantly die. You'll sit there and you'll bleed out everything, but you got a few moments.
Zombie movie. I'm sorry, if you were shot 15
How many
times,
people have you killed?
How many people have you killed? You don't know.
I mean,
Maybe we should ask Dad.
Yeah, I was gonna say I've heard more stories than you have about how people really die.
But no, it was a little. The blood was not super great, but like it was a little over the top that somebody would literally get shot 15 times and keep running at you. It was
what do you think of the neck things with the zones in the districts where they actually had to move out of the areas and it forced them to it hurted them, in other words?
Yes, I did like the fact that they had the necklaces on. They couldn't obviously see video of them, but they had microphones in there, which I thought was clever. And I really liked the one kid that had his weapon was the tracker, and he could see where everybody was. Like, that's one of the smartest weapons to have, because at that point you could just avoid everybody until there's one person left and you could sneak up on them. Like, I was like, that was a good weapon pretty much. But obviously guns and stuff were good weapons too.
Yeah, somebody gets a frying pan and other people get Uzis, and the frying pan kid's like, what the fuck?
I think it was a little cheesy. Like, all these different ninth graders are like, oh, I've loved you forever and I came to protect you, or protect her for me, I love her, or like all.
What about the poison scene with all the girls in the lighthouse?
Oh my God! So the one girl is gonna kill a guy that has been injured because she saw him kill somebody, and it was an accident. Like, he didn't mean to. They were like fighting over something, and he accidentally killed him. But she thinks that he's gonna kill her, which that's the main premise of the entire thing. Like, you kill them before they kill you because you can't trust them. Like, you can't trust anyone. And so this girl puts like poison in the food, and somebody else eats it by mistake, and then they all start accusing each other, and she just hides in the corner and all of them kill each other, and she's just like, oh, my fault, and goes and jumps off a lighthouse.
It's just like normal group of girls. They all say they're together and then backstab and betray one another.
Don't stereotype us.
It's a good high school way to look at things for a group of women.
Oh, geez, no. I know plenty of women who have outgrown that.
I'd hope so.
Are mature.
Yeah, I'd hope so. Otherwise, society wouldn't exist.
I know. It definitely had some cliche moments. I did find the guy that volunteered to go in interesting. He just loved killing people. and was just like, let's go. And then the one girl, we saw flashbacks to when she was a kid, and she had already killed somebody before, which is why she seemed kind of like a loner in school and stuff.
Right.
But she ends up really like doing very well in the games. And like enjoying it and tricking people, and the crazy guy that volunteers ends up killing her. But the whole thing was, I get why after this movie came out, why this saying caught on for this type of theme.
So do you see it was a good foundation where a lot of people can take their own interpretations and branch out from it. Not only do we have obviously all the video game side of things, but kind of the movies as well that have kind of branched out from it. It's it was a good original core idea that had not been explored, and that's one thing we're missing, I believe, in Hollywood and movies nowadays, is movies that have their own unique feeling to them, your own unique, not based on something else, like new foundation of something to grow upon. So that's probably why one of the main reasons it's a cult classic on there. But it's definitely something I'm glad you have actually seen.
Yes, now I can say that I've seen it. I honestly, I didn't realize that the saying came from that movie. Like, it's just something that you've always heard. And to know where it comes from now, it's like, oh, okay. And I don't know, because when I was looking it up, I kept finding some sites saying Battle Royale 2012, and I was like, well, I know that's not it, because I know it's from 2000. So I don't know if they like redid it and updated it. I didn't click on it because it cost money, but I did pay for this, if that makes you feel better.
I paid for my movie too, so I don't feel bad at all.
But no, if I had to rate it, I would still only give it like, don't hate me, I'd give it like a 6.5, because
that's like my grade. No,
though it was an original idea. This is one of the first ones that did it. I like that. I like the fact that they're on the island and the necklaces. Some of the stories that they used to progress, I didn't like as much. I don't know, maybe just felt so childish from the storylines.
They're from fucking school.
I know. And then the fake blood just wasn't great. And then the getting shot 15 times and still walking around just was like, what? Okay. So like, if you take those three things out of it, just the overall, I would give it probably a 7.5. But you add those in, it's like I can't get past.
So I'm supposed to go back to Tom Cruise movies for you then? Okay, understood. I got you. I try to give you something a little outside of the box and a little favorite of mine.
No, okay. I enjoyed it. Okay. There were just some things that, yes, I might be nitpicking, but there were some things I'm like, okay.
All right, so mine was Easy A. And Emma Stone, I recognize her face. I never really get the name. After this movie, I will get the name.
That's right.
I fell in love with Emma Stone in this movie. She is now one of mine. I was gonna say secret crush, but literally this is a YouTube video, so she's not a secret crush. She's up there with my Olivia Munn, Natalie Portman, and Natalie Dahmer. Is Dahmer Dahmer? I can't even say her last name. You know who I'm talking about. I don't even know to say her name right. Okay, so yes, I fell in love with her. Not just because of, wow, she's attractive. It wasn't even that. It was more of her humor is fucking great. Now, the couple things I do want to take out of this that I absolutely love, and I think what made the movie for me, her parents were fucking great. Her parents are what I dream of being a parent like. Those parents are exactly what I want to be. I love those parents. And every time they were on, I was like, oh, what are they going to say? They were hilarious. So I do absolutely love that. But her humor, her kind of smart-ass attitude, her sarcasm that she has, Emma Stone herself, her character, is spot on. So, yes, I fell in love with Emma Stone in this. Joe looked like a mix between like a young Henry Cavill and himself, Joe, because he looks more manly in this movie than he does in the UTV series.
Yes, his name is Penn Badgley, by the way, and you call him Joe, and I'm like, that's
Joe.
Not his name.
It's gonna be Joe. I don't give a shit. So his name is Joe, but he is more manly of a man person in this, and he's that stereotypical kind of jock-looking dude, but at the same time he's got like the humbleness, like he's like the good jock, which is 1 out of 100 when you're at a major school like that. Their school is fucking massive too. Holy shit!
That's like what everybody else went to. We live in like the small school south. No, when you
how many was in your graduating class?
I had 28.
I had 63.
Yeah, exactly. Like we went to small schools in the South.
We're sheltered in our Bible belts. We don't know what big schools are.
They're like, oh yeah, I had like 500 people in my senior class, and I never met all of them. I'm like, what the? Okay, but go back to the movie. Yes, your school was massive.
The school is massive. The basic premise of the plot is that she says she sleeps with people even though she doesn't, because she got that reputation and she likes the attention that she's getting from it, because she's like, people are noticing me now.
But she's only sleeping with like the nerds to help their like status.
Anybody who actually, because they're sharing it within their inner circle. They pay her with like fucking AutoZone gift cards and discounts to the cheap ass theater that only shows foreign films and shit. So that tells me right off the bat, it's not like that. She's like, yeah, I'll help you out. It's more of a conscious thing. She's like, yeah, I'll help you out. It's helping you out. I'm getting something out of it because I'm getting the attention. But obviously that thing kind of leads to a downhill spiral, and everybody, she becomes the whore, and basically she's like, you know what? Scarlet Letter. She puts a big old A on her. And she's
filling
great.
up your boobs there.
Yeah, I know. So with everything kind of going downhill on that, was that Amanda Bynes or whoever the fuck? Who was that?
That was Amanda Bynes.
Why do I remember her when I was a kid, like seeing her on this? Why do I remember her being a lot more attractive and less fat in the face?
She used to be. She was on All That, and then she had the Amanda Bynes show, and then she had like, she did a couple other smaller shows and movies and stuff, and then she went crazy and started doing drugs, and like she had like a Britney Spears moment, Lindsay Lohan moment. They both
came from Disney, so.
I think this happened. This movie came out before she went through all that. What year did this come out?
I don't know. I didn't check. I just watched the movie. So
got it.
So basically, the movie ends up with her doing a live podcast, and I don't like the cliche of it, because that's 2 movies in a row you've given me for homework where it ends with it being a live podcast of coming to truth of everything. So I'm starting to get worn and torn on that.
Sorry.
But I do like the ending of it, because everybody's watching her confess the entire movie that you just watched. And she's sitting there like, you know what? I like this guy. I like Joe, whatever his fucking name is. And I may lose my virginity to him in 5 minutes. It could be tonight. It could be 6 months. It could be at marriage. To be honest with you, she leans in and she goes, it's none of your fucking business. And I was like, I love this movie. I enjoy this movie. This is good.
What did you think of the leading up, how she got everybody to watch the podcast?
I thought that was, I actually like that as well, because musical stuff I'm not a huge fan of, and that was definitely shoehorned in, mainly because it set it up earlier saying, I'd really like a musical number for no reason. So I did kind of, as soon as I heard that, I was like, okay, there's going to be one later in the fucking movie. I do like how she just straight up said, fuck you to the principal, in more words than not, when she was just like, I think you're going to let me go and not expel me because of what's going on with your counselor, and then just walks away, because basically her counselor was banging a student who's been there for 4 years as a senior, and gave he got chlamydia from her, who the counselor is married to the lead actress, Emma Stone's character's favorite teacher, and she goes in there and like just a fit of, not passion but emotion, and just like your wife has been banging students, and that's Lisa Kudrow's character, which I thought she played it really well as well. To be honest with you, this is an incredibly enjoying movie that I actually had. I would recommend watching this one. I'd pop it on at any point in time, mainly because if I caught any glimpse of the parents, I would love it, because their comedy was gold. It was gold.
They were great.
But it was, I'd give it a B+. It's up there. It's one of my actual favorite movies that you've given me thus far. A B+.
I'm so happy you liked it. I was a little nervous that it might be too cliche high school drama for you, but
no,
I really
it very easily could have been if it would have been a different actors and characters that are in this. Mainly because Emma Stone pulled it off real well. It wasn't just she was that quiet, humble girl that's somehow a lie got out of control, and now it's a story of redemption and trying to balance her fake life and her real life. It could have been easily like that, but her character, she was just a smartass. She said to one of the kids that tried to, like, the second one that tried to not blackmail her, but was like, I mean, I could tell people you slept with me, or you could take this gift card and we can make a story about it. And then she's like, I will slap you so hard your teeth will bleed. I was like, fuck yeah, get him.
she has to be that way. Look at her parents. Like her parents raised her so well,
great.
and I'm like, all right. Well, no,
good.
B plus for you is actually really really good. So I'm glad you enjoyed it.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
Easy A B plus. Highly recommend it. I had Battle Royale, which I gave it a 6.5. It was good because it's the original theme, but it is older movie. So I think that was a pretty good week.
Yeah, agreed.